In the NFL, legacy is a gift and a burden. For Arch Manning, it came stitched into the back of his jersey. The nephew of 2 Super Bowl MVPs, the grandson of a New Orleans legend, now the youngest Manning was ready to carve his own path under the brightest lights in football. Fast forward to the combine. Footwork, arm strength, accuracy, he checked all the boxes. Then came the draft and the Saints made it official. Arch was coming home. Just like his grandfather decades ago, he'd be wearing black and gold. Year 1 started as the backup, but in the preseason he gave fans a glimpse of the future, making throws, moving the chains, and looking comfortable out there. Week 1, Spencer Rattler led the Saints to a 30-16 win over Arizona. Week 2 against San Francisco, early in the second quarter, Rattler went down and Arch was thrown in with no warm-up, but he stayed calm, made plays, even showed off the legs like his granddad, and walked out with a 21-10 win. After that performance, Coach Kellen Moore would make the call. Arch would be named the official starter, and his first start would come against Seattle and in one of probably the loudest stadium in the NFL, against a defense built to make QBs uncomfortable, led by Mike McDonald, a defensive guru.
They were looking to pick up the first extra point away from evening this one out in the third quarter. And this is a balancing act for head coach Williams. Taking it in the season. And the Saints answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the fourth.
On his very first throw as a starter, Arch Manning got his welcome to the NFL moment, the kind that rattles some rookies. But not this one. He stayed poised, stood tall, and by the final whistle had led the Saints to a 28-21 win in Seattle. And with confidence building in the locker room, New Orleans turned its eyes north to Buffalo and a showdown with reigning MVP Josh Allen and the Bills.
Taking over for the first time here. Once it became goal rock, that field goal team just didn't.
Nice and timed right. Dribble down. Quarterback's numbers.
Performance to get this win.
Yeah, you can come in here with this on mistake.
After a tough loss to the Bills, the Saints were staring down the possibility of back-to-back defeats, this time against Uncle Eli's Giants. And while the offense had been solid all afternoon, the scoreboard told a different story. Down by 1, less than 2 minutes to play, and 70 yards from the end zone, it was time for their promising rookie to take the huddle and lead New Orleans on a drive to win the game.
He'll try to run for it. Here's Manning.
His first game-winning drive, 70 yards under 2 minutes, and a rookie who played like he'd been here for years. The Saints have surprised the league by starting off 4-1, but the season was just beginning.
3,000 strong asked before every game at Caesars Superdome.
And denied that defense yet another chance to
He
take.
just sees space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there.
Yes.
Better than most, sometimes these dudes can be a quarterback's best friend, finding the tight end in the end zone. Win for the Saints. Well, Rob, we were fun coming close.
Sometimes when you know what you're facing, Kate, and you're watching this.
Summer is the time to live in Chicago. Well, that's extended into August of this year. First touchdown of the season. And the Saints are back within a step away from evening this one up. Well, that's it for their offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his rhythm. And the Saints are breaking this deadlock and have taken the lead here in the fourth. Different story here, over 20 yards.
Down 14-0, the rookie, unfazed Arch Manning marched the Saints all the way back and in overtime delivered the win against the Bears. And now the league was on notice. 6-1 in New Orleans, and any doubts about him being the future silenced. But with the season in full swing came his first taste of a true rivalry. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 3-4, desperate for a win to keep their early playoff hopes alive. For Arch, a chance to add another chapter to his rookie season. For Tampa, a fight for survival.
Recognize that he was actually running with it. I think he limited their going in again here. And that was probably their last year. It's the win for the Destined Buccaneers. And they take their first.
Late heroics from Manning against the Rams pushed the Saints to 7-3, but a week later, heartbreak in Carolina. A driving downpour and a loss to the Panthers left New Orleans winless in the NFC South at 0-2. And if the Saints want to lock in a playoff spot, they'll need to start taking down division rivals. Their next shot comes against the Atlanta Falcons.
Scoreboard showing 7s on each side. Offense starting to find its rhythm. Sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead. When things are moving well, sometimes now looking to throw. Finds him over the middle. We all know that he's something they like to have working down in the end zone. And there are so many. And he will score. It's a New Orleans touchdown. And start to stream from the Superdome to the French.
Arch Manning joined rare company, becoming only the fourth rookie quarterback in NFL history to post a perfect passer rating. 2 solid wins inside the NFC South, but a season sweep by the Buccaneers could cast a shadow on the Saints' playoff seeding. At 9-5, with just 3 games left in the regular season, New Orleans now turns its focus to locking up a playoff spot and finishing strong.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football and the New Orleans Saints. The teamwork was just ideal there. Greg, we don't see practice. Touchdown for the year. What a pick that is. 2 touchdown receiving break. A third touchdown pass in the measure this season. This is one of the on the quarterback set to take the field once more. So, this one
Sports coverage of the NFL by the beautiful Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
The Saints, led by Arch Manning, finished the season on fire, 4 straight wins, peaking at the perfect time. Manning closed his rookie year with over 4,000 yards passing and 34 touchdowns, breaking Justin Herbert's rookie record of 30. The Buccaneers, after winning 8 straight and looking like a lock to take the South, they stumbled, losing their final 3. The division crown went to New Orleans along with the number 2 seed in the playoffs. And in the wild card round, it's deja vu. Saints, Bucks, a matchup they've come up short in twice already this season. Will Arch Manning and this Saints team finally get this pirate monkey off their back? After the late touchdown, Coach Kellen Moore put his trust in the young quarterback. He went for 2, and Arch Manning finally sent these Buccaneers overboard. It was a playoff performance worthy of any quarterback in the league, rookie or veteran. But the reward for getting this monkey off their back, a date with the defending Super Bowl champions, the Philadelphia Eagles. Arch Manning and the Saints lit up one of the league's toughest defenses for 31 points and punched their ticket to the NFC Championship. For New Orleans, these playoffs ended a 6-year drought, and now they would play for a spot in the Super Bowl. Their opponent, a familiar foe, the Cowboys, once again cowboyed in the playoffs, paving the way for the Panthers to roll into the title game. In the NFC, 2 South Division rivals. In the AFC, 2 North Division powers. And the question now, can Arch Manning march the Saints all the way to San Francisco and become the first rookie quarterback ever to start in a Super Bowl? Peyton Manning didn't reach the Super Bowl until he was 30, Eli at 27. Archie never reached the playoffs at all. And now, Arch Manning in his rookie season has led New Orleans, the home of the Mannings, to the Super Bowl. Officially named Offensive Rookie of the Year, his focus now turns to the game's biggest stage, across the field, a two-time MVP, a quarterback looking to change his number to 1 when this is all said and done, Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens, a defense with all pros at every level, and the reigning king of the AFC, ready to help carry the load for their franchise, signal caller. This will be Arch Manning's toughest test, but if there's any rookie who can pull it off, it's him.
It's been 60 years since the Packers and Chiefs met down in Southern California in what would come to be known as the first Super Bowl. But now, at modern Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, we are counting down to Super Bowl 60, and we've got a great matchup in store. Tonight, it is last time out, his first drive of the Super Bowl. Gets this one to Hill. That's an example. There's Kamara trying to run for him. That one could be close. It was blown up throwing his man. Lets it go. Deep for Lamar. Kamara up the middle. And they move and the Saints are waiting for the gun. They get the football back. It's time to run out in this third quarter of play.
Harry Dean, Brandon Godden, and Charles Davis.
Olave has it in. They fake the handoff. Now Manning. Touchdown.
Just go ahead and lead the game out that way. Average afterwards.
In the end, the Ravens were simply too much, a 31-21 final that looked closer than the game felt. Baltimore was in control from start to finish, and Arch Manning's magical rookie run ended one win short of the ultimate prize. But in one season, he took New Orleans from a 6-year playoff drought to the biggest stage in football. Over 4,000 yards, a rookie touchdown record, and a city that believes once again. For the Mannings, it's another chapter in a family legacy, and for Arch, it's only the beginning.